Good afternoon and welcome in to WBON TV Live at 5. Filling in for Grindle and Morton, I'm Michael Watkins, and on today's newscast we hear from the Mayor of Richmond, Robert Blythe, as the city prepares for the upcoming Millstone Festival. Plus, the EKU play-by-play voice is honored as a member of the KBA Hall of Fame. And we'll have a preview of tonight's Richmond City Commission meeting. That and so much more coming up on WBON TV Live at 5. But we begin today with our lead story. Recently, a known sex offender was apprehended in Irvin after violating the sexual predator registry at Lake Reba. Now, Richmond Police are looking for two males were observed near the football fields at Lake Reba last week. Parents tell police there were children practicing football and they observed two males recording the children. Neither of the two men were familiar to parents or team staff, and police say a mother approached one of the males who was leaning on the fence with his phone up, pointed towards the children. The second male also appeared to be recording children, but when the parents approached him, he put his phone away. After additional parents began to approach and confront the two males, they fled the scene. The individuals were described as Hispanic, and their vehicle was reportedly a maroon or red newer model Chevrolet SUV. If you have further information regarding this incident or information that could lead to identifying these individuals, you're asked to contact Detective Short with the Richmond Police Department or call dispatch at 859-624-4776. Well, the City of Richmond is excited to present the third annual Millstone Festival on Saturday, October 7th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Main Street in downtown Richmond. The event will include a car show cruise-in, live music, craft vendors, community booths, food trucks, a beer and wine garden, a kids area, inflatables, a petting zoo, and the list goes on. Last year, there were hundreds of people gathered in downtown Richmond for this event, and while it was only the second time the festival was hosted in Richmond, it was still a lot of fun, and there were over 150 vendors last year, double from the previous year. Of course, the festival is there so that everyone can enjoy it, but Richmond Mayor Robert Blythe loves this time of year as he gets the opportunity to get out and socialize with people he may not get to see very often. And he also told me about his favorite part of the festival as well.
First of all, the food, but the whole thing, and here's one of the reasons why. Because I try to be certain that I stop at every booth and just say, thanks for being a part of the festival. Now, halfway down the street last year, I happened to encounter a couple that came from Perry County. Okay. Well, I knew their church and their pastor, and they had some handmade items which were cases, wooden cases for Bibles. So I bought one from them. We just talked and talked about the people we had in common that we knew there in Hazard in that area. And that's what I really enjoy is the personal relationship that is formed. One of the things that I've noticed over the past couple of years certainly is that there are folks who are coming from everywhere. There's so many features in this Millstone Festival that are attractive to a broad range of folks. And I have to say, there are even some relationships that are formed. There's something for everybody. And if you just want to walk and look, I do that too. From one end of the street or of the event to the other end. You get down, for example, to the Family Dollar parking lot. I remember last year the tremendous attraction that the auto show was. In fact, out of that, I suggested to someone, we may want to take a look at the possibility of having just an auto show, because there was such enthusiasm about what was here then, and there was even another auto show, I understand, that very same day, but ours was so well attended. I thought with that level of participation, we need to take a look at the possibility of having another festival.
For more information about this year's festival, you can check out the 3rd Annual Millstone Festival Facebook page. It's always a pleasure to catch up with Mayor Blythe. And speaking of our mayor, the city's leader was recognized for his lifetime of service by the Richmond Madison County branch of the NAACP. The organization hosted this year's NAACP Kentucky State Convention over the weekend in Richmond. Attendees from all over the state gathered Saturday night on the EKU campus for the Freedom Fund Banquet. During the awards portion of the banquet, Mayor Blythe received the Lifetime Achievement Award for 45 years of service and leadership. Mayor Blythe has served the citizens of Richmond since he was elected commissioner in 2003. He continued serving as commissioner until he was elected mayor in 2018. And although many call him mayor, his congregation at First Baptist Church also knows him as Reverend Robert Blythe, who has served as pastor since December of 1981. We will have more with Mayor Blythe as I will get the chance to speak with him again tomorrow, and we'll have that story on the newscast on Wednesday. Well, tonight is another Richmond City Commission meeting inside the Commission chambers at City Hall. Among many other items to be discussed, there will be a presentation by Jennifer Lanehart of Hope's Wings, plus an order by the city to promote employees to Master Police Officer. Ordinance 2330 will have its second reading as the city looks to annex property into the city boundaries and assigning zone classification for 371 South 8 2nd Drive. Other items on the agenda include Ordinance 2333 with more property annexation, and several orders will be brought to the Commission's attention as they appoint a new member to the Richmond Ethics Board and awarding of bids for new equipment at the Recycling Department. You are invited to attend the event in person, or you can watch it live on the City of Richmond KY YouTube channel. Earlier this month, Richmond Police responded to Sarah Lee Drive in Richmond in reference to a stolen vehicle. A woman advised that her vehicle had been stolen by her grandson. The woman told police she had let the grandson use the truck earlier in the day to help him move, but instructed him he was no longer to use the vehicle and to give her back her keys. The woman alleges that Nicholas gave her back a set of keys, but it was not the keys to her vehicle. She realized that later when she noticed her vehicle was once again gone. Family members and authorities were able to successfully track the vehicle heading towards Cincinnati to possibly meet with someone he had met online, the family said. The vehicle had a program on it similar to OnStar that the owner of the vehicle was successful in getting it shut down in Indiana, where Marion County Sheriff's Office impounded the vehicle and placed the suspect in custody. Due to the case being from Kentucky and not Indiana, the subject was not charged until he returned to Madison County to face those charges. 25-year-old Nicholas Craig of Richmond was charged with theft of a vehicle over $10,000 and lodged in the Madison County Detention Center. We'll step aside for our first commercial break here on the newscast. There's been a burn ban that we'll talk about when we come back, and that means that maybe we need some rain. Susie Martin will have our weather forecast when we come back here on WBON TV Live at 5.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
Did I ever tell you about that time I zipped right past that dang Sasquatch?
I don't think so.
Yes, sir. I don't know how they ever got away if it wasn't for this brand new side-by-side I got at Gateway Cycles.
In Mount Sterling?
Yes, sir. They set me up with something that left old Sasquatch sneezing in my dust.
Jimbo!
Lord, I hear him coming back now.
That ain't no Sasquatch. That's Mama.
Get a great deal on Sasquatch eluders today. Gateway Cycles, Mount Sterling.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 Northwest Avenue in Richmond.
We can't wait to see ya.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Did you know Markham & Wallace Hospital offers speech therapy for both adults and pediatrics? Why travel north when you can get the care you need right here in Irvine? Adult speech therapy focuses on the assessment and treatment of speech, language, thinking, and swallowing problems. Pediatric speech helps children communicate effectively by assisting with the improvement of their verbal and nonverbal language skills. For more info about the speech therapy department, call 606-723-8235 at Mercy Health, Markham & Wallace Hospital. How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstleCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow. We're back here on WBON TV live at 5, and before we get into our weather forecast, several Kentucky counties are under temporary burn bans as our region faces excessive dryness, and that means hazardous conditions for wildfires. Today, Jessamine County Judge Executive David West issued an executive order prohibiting outside burning countywide. That ban will stay in effect until further notice. Other counties, such as Anderson and Clark, are both under similar bans as well, and Clark County has been under a temporary ban since September 21st. But there could be good news on the way. Susie Martin is here with our weather forecast for today. Susie, are there any chances for maybe some rain as we head into the later part of the week?
Thank you so much, Michael. As we take a look at the forecast ahead, we do have some storm concerns tomorrow after a bright day today. But it looks like just that's about it in terms of precipitation, because we enter another blocking pattern as we look ahead for the end of the week, which is going to yield actually an extended period of dry weather. But with this next trough approaching, we do have some storm concerns. So let's talk through it. Now tonight, it's going to be clear and quiet with a very mild scene for this evening, a nice evening to head out for a walk or a stroll. Quiet for the night, and then tomorrow, at that trough, with that trough approaching, we'll see rain chances beginning to build by tomorrow morning. And as the day goes on, eventually thunderstorm threats and some periods of heavy downpours possible. You can see the activity here in our simulated radar. Definitely looking active Wednesday to Wednesday night tomorrow. And we will have to monitor the intensity of the storms tomorrow evening, as we do have enough instability to maybe support an isolated severe event here across the Ohio Valley that could sneak into the greater Richmond area. As much of the Commonwealth, as you can see, is under a marginal risk for severe weather. So we'll be monitoring that. Enough moisture to support some heavy bouts of rain, though. Taking a look at our precipitation amounts through Thursday evening, well over an inch will be a possibility. Now, after the system, what we call an omega block is going to be forming, it looks like, and that means that we've got everything blocked up in the atmosphere with a ridge of high pressure interlocked with lows on either side. And where you sit under the omega block can mean an extended period of either quiet weather or active weather. And it looks like in our case, an area of high pressure is going to be locked in for us for an extended period of time. So after the rain comes the sun. 60s and 50s for tonight, though. And we look at tomorrow, we're tracking rain chances throughout the region, high temperatures in the 70s with storm threats continuing. But for the end of the week, again, we've got this blocking pattern taking shape, drier air returns, lots of sunshine ahead for the weekend. Back to you.
Thanks, Susie. And folks, don't forget, for weather all the time, you can find it on our website or on the WBON TV Facebook page. You can go to WBONTV.com. Find it online. That's Channel 9, WBONTV.com, for more weather coverage for Madison County. Well, speaking of Madison County, and how about Eastern Kentucky University? Longtime EKU University play-by-play announcer Greg Stottlemyre was inducted into the Kentucky Broadcasters Hall of Fame last night. Stottlemyre was presented the honor at the Kentucky Broadcasters Annual Convention in Covington. Stottlemyre, who is in his 45th season covering the Colonels, began calling EKU football and basketball games in 1979. His EKU broadcast career includes 41 years on the radio network and 4 seasons in the mid-1980s broadcasting television replays of EKU home games. He also produced and hosted weekly television shows for several football and basketball coaches, beginning with legendary football coach Roy Kidd. From 1979 through 1986, Stottlemyre worked at Wallingford Media's WEKY AM as the station's news and sports director, then served for 25 years as a reporter at WTVQ-TV, where he hosted his award-winning feature Kentucky Backroads. During his career, Stottlemyre has amassed 7 Emmy Awards from the Ohio Valley chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, in addition to various other honors, including an Edward R. Murrow Award. In 2016, Stottlemyre was the recipient of the Ohio Valley Conference Media Award, and Wallingford Media Group congratulates Greg and is very proud of our many years bringing you his Colonels play-by-play on our flagship station for EKU Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. Earlier today, during his weekly football press conference, EKU head coach Walt Wells also spoke about Stottlemyre and his importance to the university and especially the football program.
I mean, I think Greg's one of the best to ever do it. And, his passion for EKU, his passion for EKU football in particular is on a high level. And his knowledge, his professionalism, his care to do it the right way, I think just provides so much for our university. Quite frankly, I don't mean this to sound like some people are doing that or not. We probably take advantage of it, myself included, and try not to. But Greg is a professional and does a great job. He knows everything about each and every. I mean, he'll tell me stuff sometimes. We meet right after this press conference for our stuff for Saturday, and he'll tell me stuff sometimes, because of his research, and he cares so much. So, we're fortunate to have a man like Greg to be the voice of the Colonels, and I hope he's a voice for a long, long time.
You can catch Greg on the call again this weekend as EKU opens up conference play at North Alabama this Saturday on the road. Dawson Royal will have more on that game and more from Coach Wells' press conference coming up next in sports. We'll be right back.
The City of Richmond and their partner Dreaming Creek Brewery are excited to invite you to the 3rd annual Millstone Festival.
Join us this year in Richmond, Kentucky for our 3rd annual Millstone Festival, right in downtown Richmond.
This year's festival takes place on Saturday, October 7th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and will include a car show, live music, craft vendors, community booths, food trucks, beer and wine garden, a kids area, inflatables, a petting zoo, and so much more.
Come on out to the 3rd annual Millstone Festival. There's something for everyone.
We're looking forward to seeing everyone in downtown Richmond on October 7th. And be sure and stop by the city booth and say hello while you're downtown.
For more information, visit parks.richmond.ky.us or search the 3rd annual Millstone Festival on Facebook.
Come and celebrate our festival with us.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Do not adjust your TV set. It is WBON TV's Tuesday night Terrorvision. Tune in to Channel 9 every Tuesday night in October and witness horrors in haunted houses, out of this world, and even from beyond the grave. WBON Channel 9. It's a scary good show.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Back here on Live at 5, and today on the local sports segment, anchor Dawson Rule brings you interview footage from EKU football's media availability today and also recaps some girls' soccer scores from yesterday. Dawson, take it away.
We always love hearing from the EKU football coaching staff and players after a big win. Walt Wells and some players answered questions from the media about the team's big road game coming up against North Alabama on Saturday. And finally about breaking that 0-3 losing skid.
I think you got to believe in what you're doing, and you got to trust the people that you're doing it with and believe in them. And we do. We've been fortunate to, I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in our players. And, for us, it's all about, I talk about it all the time, and I believe that's, part of the reason that we came back the other night is it's part of our DNA, I think, is not to look at the scoreboard, not just play every play as hard and as fast as you can, play to a standard that we're creating and that we have here at EKU, and good things will happen. And if you stop doing that, you have no chance. So why would you stop doing that? Why would you stop working hard? Why would you start finding ways to put guys in position as a coach to be successful? And then as a player, why would you go out today at practice and not give effort? Whether you're 0-4, 1-3, or 4-0, why would you do that? And I think that's what's got to be instilled into your team. And you got to have the belief in, I believe we can be one of the best teams in the country if we continue to do that and continue to fight for victory. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be fun? Yes. And those are the things we got to remember. And just keep working and not worry about, and I talked to them about this yesterday in our team meeting. We need to worry about EKU. We don't, and that's no disrespect to our opponents. We got to take care of us.
Ryan Jackson, who had a stellar day on defense, talked about how he and his unit could hold this team, North Alabama, upcoming to fewer points.
Well, we have to continue to communicate as a defense. We have to get better at working together, and especially in the secondary. I know as the D-line, we finally got it to where we were rushing more as a unit this time around during the game. As you can tell, we accumulated the most sacks we could. But it's just overall trust and communication throughout a defense. You have to know that your guy's going to be in that gap for you. You have to know where your fits are. You have to know where your reads are. It's all stuff that you have to work on throughout the season. We have to build chemistry with each other. It's something that will continue to get better as we go along.
The hero, kicker Pat Nations, also had a chance to speak about going out for the game-winning kick, which he made as time expired.
Literally the main thing that was going through my head was making sure that we had 11 people on the field and everybody was out there in time, because by the time Parker snapped, it was 18 seconds. And by the time Parker got up and started running off the field, there was 11 seconds. So we operated and we got the kickoff in 10. So that was the main goal, was just get out there, get lined up, get the kickoff.
This team sounds like they're ready for their first conference game, coming on Saturday to really get things rolling. The Madison Central Lady Indians soccer team got a big 8-0 win last night over Bryan Station on senior night. There were 5 players honored for being seniors: Adria Anderson, Emily Couch, Becca Gordon, Emily Hall, and Riley Hull. After the celebration for these seniors, The team went on and destroyed Bryan Station. With goals from various Lady Indians, the whole team was able to have a fun night and get a relaxed dub. Congrats to the girls on a good win last night. In other soccer action, Madison Southern's girls lost a tough one on the road at Lafayette 3-0. This was their second to last game before districts begin. Their final regular season game of the year is on the road tomorrow night at Frederick Douglass, who is now up to third in the 11th Region RPI while Southern moved down to fourth. Originally scheduled for tomorrow night, EKU basketball's night at Dillingham Park is now rescheduled to next week on October 3rd. That's going to be next Tuesday night, so put that in your calendar and remember to come out and enjoy a fun evening with live food, DJs, players, scrimmages, dunk contest, three-point contest, and more. That's going to be all for today's sports segment. Tune in tomorrow for more score updates and local sports news. This is Dawson Rule with the best sports coverage in Madison County.
WBON TV9 is proud to be your source for local news, local weather, and local sports. At WBON TV9, we pride ourselves on being the local leader when something happens in our area. Channel 9 reaches nearly 900,000 people with our over-the-air coverage. WBON TV9 is also the #1 source you turn to locally for news on Facebook and WBONTV.com. Now you can enjoy all the local news, weather, and sports each weekday afternoon. Join us each weekday from 5 to 5:30 for the Live at 5 newscast. It's streaming on the WBON TV Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku channel, and our live player on WBONTV.com. And of course on Richmond's first TV channel, available on Spectrum Channel 712, Urban Community Television, PRTC Cable, and Channel 9.1 over the air. WBON TV, where every local story starts here.
Now at A&W, the Spicy Papa Burger Combo with onion rings. A classic Papa Burger, spiced up with jalapeno heat, perfectly paired with a side of onion rings and Spicy Papa dipping sauce. Get it jalapeno mouth, only at A&W. Feeling saucy? Come down to A&W and dip a juicy 5-piece hand-breaded chicken tender combo into our new spicy 3-pepper fire sauce or our new savory A&W sauce. Dip into A&W and try them today.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
If it won't go down.
Call Mr. Rooter, the best in town.
What do I do now?
Call Mr. Rooter, the best plumber in town. Mr. Rooter is Central Kentucky's affordable and reliable plumber. Right now, get any drain in your home clean for only $89. Call 859-253-CLOG. That's 859-253-CLOG. So if you've got a problem that won't go down, call Mr. Rooter. He's the best plumber in town. He'll clean any drain in your home for only $89.
Now I know who to call.
Call Mr. Rooter.
Bye-bye, Poopy.
That commercial always gets me. Well, how about today? Tasty Tuesdays are back tonight. And for those of you who have heard about this weekly event but never been, you're really missing out. It's a live music and food truck event taking place at Irvin McDowell Park, and tonight is the last one of the season. The event is live now and will last until 8 p.m. Don't miss this great opportunity to support local, get outside, and engage with your community. Vintage Voodoo takes the stage for live music, plus Comete Alguito, Cindy Lou Who's Kettle Corn, Mad Scoops Ice Cream, Chenault Vineyards, and so much more out there tonight. So go check it out at Irvin McDowell Park. That'll do it for us. Thanks for seeing us, folks, on this Tuesday edition of Live at 5. I'll be back with you tomorrow on WBON TV Channel 9.